To determine if the kitchen circuit is overloaded, we need to perform a few calculations. Firstly, let's calculate the total wattage of the lights. There are 6 lights, and each light uses either 40 watts or 60 watts. Using the low wattage 40 watts, the total wattage is 6 lights multiplied by 40 watts, which equals 240 watts. Using the high wattage 60 watts, the total wattage is 6 lights multiplied by 60 watts, which equals 360 watts. Secondly, we'll calculate the current draw. We'll use the standard voltage of 120 volts for this calculation. For the 240 watt case, the current draw is 240 watts divided by 120 volts, which equals 2 amps. For the 360 watt case, the current draw is 360 watts divided by 120 volts, which equals 3 amps. Thirdly, we calculate the circuit capacity. The circuit has a 20 amp breaker and will use the same 120 volts. The circuit capacity is 20 amps multiplied by 120 volts, which equals 2400 watts. Now let's analyze the results. The current draw of the lights is either 2 amps or 3 amps, depending on the wattage of the bulbs used. The circuit capacity is 20 amps. Since the current draw of the lights is well below the circuit capacity, the circuit is not overloaded. It is important to also consider that the 12/2 Romex cable is rated for 20 amps, which is sufficient for the current draw of the lights. This means the wiring is appropriate for the 20 amp breaker. If the lights were all used at the maximum wattage, 60 watts each, for an extended period, there could be some heat built up in the circuit. However, it is unlikely that this would cause a problem, especially if the lights are LED. In conclusion, the circuit in the kitchen is not overloaded with 6 recessed can lights with 40 to 60 watt bulbs, a 20 amp breaker, and 12/2 Romex cable. However, keep in mind that this calculation only considers the lights. If there are other appliances or devices connected to the same circuit, you will need to include the wattage in the calculation to determine the total load in the circuit. Always consult with a qualified electrician if you have any concerns about the safety of your electrical system. An electrician can perform a thorough inspection and ensure that your wiring and circuits are up to code. Furthermore, it's important to ensure the recessed can lights are installed according to the manufacturer's instructions and local electrical codes. Proper installation can help prevent overheating and other potential issues. If you are unsure about any aspect of the installation, it is best to consult with a professional electrician. They can ensure that the lights are installed safely and correctly. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, so it is always best to err on the side of caution. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, do not attempt to do it yourself. Hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. This can help prevent accidents and ensure that the work is done properly. By following these guidelines, you can help ensure that your kitchen lighting is safe and efficient. Always be aware of the load on your electrical circuits and consult with a professional if you have any concerns. Electrical safety is paramount, and it's always better to be safe than sorry. Always use the correct type and size of wire for the application. Using undersized wire can cause overheating and potentially lead to a fire. The 12/2 Romex cable is suitable for a 20 amp circuit, but it is important to verify that it is in good condition and properly connected. Check for any signs of damage, such as cuts, nicks, or fraying. If you find any damage, replace the cable immediately. Also, make sure that the connections at the breaker and the light fixtures are tight and secure. Loose connections can cause arcing and overheating. Regularly inspect your electrical system for any signs of problems. Look for flickering lights, discolored outlets, or burning smells. If you notice any of these signs, have your electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician. It can identify and correct any potential problems before they become serious. Finally, it is important to have a working smoke detector in your kitchen. Smoke detectors can provide early warning of a fire, giving you time to escape and call for help. Test your smoke detector regularly to ensure that it is working properly. Replace the batteries at least once a year, or more often if needed. By following these safety tips, you can help protect your home and family from electrical hazards. Remember, electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. If you are unsure about anything, consult with a qualified electrician. They can provide you with the information and assistance you need to stay safe. In addition to the above considerations, it's also worth noting that LED recessed lights are becoming increasingly popular due to their energy efficiency and long lifespan. LED lights consume significantly less power than traditional incandescent or halogen bulbs, which can save you money on your electricity bill. They also last much longer, which means you won't have to replace them as often. If you are looking to upgrade your kitchen lighting, LED recessed lights are a great option to consider. They are available in a variety of styles and colors, so you can find the perfect lights to match your kitchen decor. When choosing LED recessed lights, it is important to select lights that are compatible with your existing wiring and dimmer switches. Some LED lights require special dimmers, so it is important to check the specifications before you buy. Also, make sure that the lights are rated for the location where you will be using them. For example, if you are installing lights in a damp location, such as a bathroom, you will need to choose lights that are rated for damp locations. By choosing the right LED recessed lights, you can improve the energy efficiency and aesthetics of your kitchen while also ensuring your safety. Remember to always follow the manufacturer's instructions and local electrical codes when installing any electrical lighting. If you are unsure about anything, consult with a qualified electrician. They can help you choose the right lights and install them safely and correctly. The 20-amp circuit provides a safety margin beyond the calculated load of the lights, allowing for additional devices to be plugged into outlets in the same circuit within the maximum capacity of 2400 watts. It's crucial to remember that the total load in the circuit should never exceed 80% of the breaker's capacity, which is 16 amps in this case. This precaution helps prevent the breaker from tripping due to sustained high current, reducing the risk of overheating and potential fire hazards. While the lights alone do not overload the circuit, it is essential to consider other appliances or devices that might share the same circuit. Common kitchen appliances, such as toasters, blenders, and coffee makers, can draw significant amounts of power. For example, a typical toaster might draw 8 amps, and a coffee maker could draw 7 amps. If these appliances are used simultaneously with the lights, the total current draw could easily exceed the 16 amp limit, causing the breaker to trip. To avoid overloading the circuit, it is advisable to distribute the load across multiple circuits. This can be achieved by plugging appliances into different outlets that are connected to separate breakers. If you are unsure which outlets are connected to which circuits, you can use a circuit breaker finder tool to identify the corresponding breaker for each outlet. Another approach is to upgrade the electrical system by adding new circuits to accommodate the increased load. This option is more involved and requires the expertise of a qualified electrician. They can assess your electrical needs and install new circuits with appropriate wiring and breakers. In addition to load management, it is also important to ensure that the wiring is in good condition and properly installed. Over time, wiring can deteriorate due to age, corrosion, or physical damage. Damaged wiring can pose a fire hazard and should be replaced immediately. When inspecting the wiring, look for signs of cracking, fraying, or discoloration. Also, check the connections at the outlets and fixtures to ensure they are tight and secure. These connections can cause arcing and overheating, increasing the risk of fire. If you notice any problems with the wiring, contact a qualified electrician to perform the necessary repairs or replacements. Remember, electrical safety is paramount, and it is always better to err on the side of caution. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, do not attempt to do it yourself. Hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. This can help prevent accidents and ensure that the work is done safely and correctly. Moreover, consider using energy-efficient LED bulbs for your recessed lights. LED bulbs consume significantly less power than traditional incandescent bulbs, which can reduce the overall load in the circuit. LED bulbs also have a much longer lifespan, which means you won't have to replace them as often, saving you money on maintenance costs. When choosing LED bulbs, look for the Energy Star label, which indicates that the bulbs meet certain energy efficiency standards. Also, check the color temperature of the bulbs to ensure they provide the desired lighting effect. Warmer color temperatures create a cozy and inviting atmosphere, while cooler color temperatures provide a brighter and more focused light. By using energy-efficient LED bulbs, you can reduce your energy consumption, lower your electricity bill, and improve the overall efficiency of your kitchen lighting. Always remember to turn off the power at the breaker before working on any electrical circuits or fixtures. This precaution will help prevent electrical shock and ensure your safety. Use a voltage tester to confirm that the power is off before touching any wires or components. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical safety, consult with a qualified electrician. They can provide you with the information and guidance you need to stay safe. Furthermore, consider installing arc fault circuit interrupters, or SIs, in your kitchen. SIs are designed to detect arc faults, which are a common cause of electrical fires. Arc faults occur when electricity jumps from one wire to another, creating a spark that can ignite nearby materials. SIs can quickly shut off the power when an arc fault is detected, preventing a fire from starting. SIs are particularly useful in kitchens, where there is a higher risk of electrical fires due to the presence of water and flammable materials. They are required by code in many jurisdictions and are a valuable addition to any home's electrical safety system. Lastly, make sure that all electrical outlets and fixtures are properly grounded. Grounding provides a safe path for electricity to flow in the event of a fault, preventing electrical shock. If you are unsure whether your outlets and fixtures are properly grounded, contact a qualified electrician to perform an inspection. They can test the grounding system and make any necessary repairs or replacements. By ensuring that your electrical system is properly grounded, you can significantly reduce the risk of electrical shock and improve the overall safety of your home. These additional considerations will help you ensure that your kitchen lighting is safe, efficient, and compliant with electrical codes. Remember to always prioritize safety and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns.